Here. Okay, so welcome to our April call for Team Rise, and I wanted to check in with you guys and see how life has been going in general. And Lisa, before we do that, I wanted to introduce you to Lisa. She is my former neighbor and a Juice Plus customer, and she is a brand new rep. And so anyway, she came on our call that we did, okay, what was the name of it? So it was the one that we did with Debbie Walton. So she came on that call and decided, oh, here's Pam coming, okay. Decided that she wanted to share this with some of the people that she loves and cares about. So welcome, Lisa. We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
And so I wanted to spend a couple of minutes this morning, just or this afternoon, brainstorming some events we might be able to do on social media together. And the reason I want to say this to you is I had a really big shock when I went in to check what my check was this month, because I had probably the biggest jump in pay that I've had in over 10 years. And I thought, oh, they must have made some kind of mistake on payroll. And it turns out that on just one of my teams, I'll tell you that in my organization, over 40 tower gardens were sold last month. Okay, I mean, that's kind of like crazy good. And then over 400 customers. And so the reason that I'm telling you that is not to brag about anything at all, because I thought to myself, I did too get a couple of people who had stopped taking Juice Plus that decided to come back on. But it made me think, okay, however it is that we're thinking about what's going on, it may not be an accurate picture. Carrie Callahan was not able to be on today, and I asked her, did she have any input on the kind of events? And she said, I just don't think you can ask people about buying products right now. And so I told her those stats, and she says, I need to not make up the story that people aren't buying right now, because if people are interested in anything, they're interested in how they can protect their health, right? So I know that there's a couple of things that I wanted to kind of propose to you. First, the type of events that we might be able to do, but then how we can create interest so that we actually have people to invite to events. And just before we get into that conversation, I just want to tell you that there's going to be a really big announcement that the company is making tomorrow afternoon or so. They're not going to be able to field any questions till then, so I'm not going to blow the surprise. But what I will tell you is that if you have, they suggested that you come up with 1 to 3 people that would be on your dream team with Juice Plus. If you could carry out this mission of inspiring healthy living with anybody, and lock arms with anybody, who would that be? And if you have somebody that's already in the works and you're ready to sign them up, let's do that. Don't hold off on this. But if you have some people that it would take having some conversations between now and when this announcement is made, I can tell you this is something that can absolutely rock their world and rock your world with really getting your business off to a new start, and in Lisa's case, to a new start. So anyway, let's back up. And one of the things that I had planned to do today was to incentivize, have a drawing for everybody who felt game to, would I be able to eke out time to have at least one conversation a day? And I know for some of us that is minimal, and some of us that would be a stretch. And so thinking about how would we start to have conversations, I had some ideas to share with you on posts that could generate some conversation that you could take off into private message. that would allow you to have the conversations. But if you have people that are qualifying that dream team group, I would like you, and you'd like to be part of this after tomorrow, after you hear the announcement, and you say, yes, I'd like to be part of this, I'd like to go for it and see what I can make happen, then I'd like you to just send me your 1 to 3 names. And between now and then, we can take some steps and see if one of those is going to be the key person, because this will all make sense to you after you hear the announcement. But I'd like you to think about those people now, and let's get a game plan between now and towards the end of next week, because that's when all of this is going to be taking place. It's going to be involved with some dates next week. Okay, so those things, the events we're going to do, the posts that we can make, and the conversations we can have to stimulate those, being able to get people to events, and people that are on our dream team for the business. The only other thing that I had on the agenda, and Ashley, if you had other things, I'd love to hear. The only other thing I had on the agenda is we have this huge opportunity in front of us that we're going to have JP live at home. And we can invite, because it's going to be a free event, we can have anybody take a look at any part of that, whether they're at our house or at their house. Okay, so that's just another, are you familiar, are you realizing that, Judi? I don't know if you've seen that, notice that because the conference in Phoenix was canceled, they're going to be doing the they're going to be doing that conference live from home.
Yeah, I got an email.
Okay, good. Okay, so anyway, who would you like to have had at conference with you that wasn't going to happen because of the size investment? We're going to be able to do that for anybody like this. So believe me, the people that are hesitating about spending money, it's usually because of their loss of income at this time. And so talking to them about ways to make money, and it is something that is worth having a conversation around, whether they say yes or no. It's just stay in an activity on our end. But doesn't it shock you? I mean, because the company was completely convinced that something had gone haywire in the numbers when they started to see the size of payroll checks and how big the volume was last month. Doesn't that kind of surprise you? Kind of fly in the face of what you would have thought was going to happen?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. I mean, seriously, I was just bracing myself. Oh, you have little faith, right? Anyway, you know what? Yes, I did. I was thinking, did I not start the recording? I am recording. Very good. Okay, so does anybody else? Ashley, did you have anything else you wanted on that list?
No, just what I was kind of thinking about was if we could go around and share like and maybe it's something you've already listed, what's one thing you want to do this month or you are doing?
Okay, that'd be great.
To take advantage.
So if you
to take advantage of this time.
Yeah, exactly. So does anybody want to share something with that?
I can start because I was kind of thinking, what I've been doing is a lot of times I'll text my customers to check in or to let them know a shipment's coming, but I've been picking up the phone and calling because I'm like, now more than ever, people need that connection. We are isolated. We're spending a lot of time at home. People are home. So even people with 3 kids, you know, just packed have been answering like, yes, give me adult conversation. Yeah. And I've been, you know, checking out. I said, first, I just want to check in and see how you're doing. So I just check on them first. And then I either let them know that a shipment's coming or I ask how Juice Plus is going. And then I end it with, right now, I'm so thankful for Juice Plus and how it's keeping our family's immune system built. Is there anyone you can think of that would be interested? So I end it by kind of asking for referrals. So that's something that I have been and will continue to do.
Okay. Yeah. And so if you wanted to ask for referrals, you could do that. Or once we get some of these events that we're going to be able to plug into, just say, you know, do you know anybody who's worrying about this? Because I think we need to be really mindful of adding value at this time. And do you know anybody who's really worrying about this epidemic and that maybe isn't taking all the steps that you're taking, that would be interested in tuning into a live event that we're going to be doing online and inviting you? So it could be asking for a referral or asking for people that might be interested in coming, because if they would share, just say I'd send you the information on the event, and if they would invite other people to come, is that not a good person for us to share the business with, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If they either refer people or invite people, then you could turn around and just say, hey, if any of them are interested, then kind of lay out the plan.
Exactly. Okay. So the one thing that I will tell you is that everything that the company is doing to do with this big announcement, all the materials, everything you will need to accomplish the goal, they will be sending to you. They'll be providing for you. You're going to have tools to do the deal. Okay. So without giving away everything that it is, I just want you to know that they've really thought about, okay, we have to do all this via social media or private message or texting, and they've put the time and thought into making those materials available for us. So if you have the names, you'll have the tools. Okay, so let's talk about the events that that we might be interested. Oh no, sorry, who else had something that wanted to share what you're doing right now that to move forward?
I am, you know, I haven't, but I want to, some of my customers that I know, like I have a hairdresser and, well, you know, that's a customer, and just people that I know that aren't working, that believe in Juice Plus, that love Juice Plus, just to have that business conversation with them.
Yeah.
You know, just real easy, non-pressure, just checking in with them actually, you know, and then just, how are you doing? You staying safe? I know that you've been a Juice Plus customer forever. I know you believe in it. You know, is this anything that you would consider, or, you know, be interested in, or whatever, to learn how to pay for your product right now?
So one thing that you could also say to them is, are you trying to stay in contact with your hair customers right now? Because I know that some are doing that. And a friend of mine that's a hairdresser, she's actually wearing a mask and going to people's houses individually, so that there's no 6 foot distancing. Have you guys seen that thing on the Facebook with the umbrella? She's doing her hair behind the umbrella. But anyway, she's taking that risk to meet with people one-on-one. They're wearing a mask and she's wearing a mask. But anyway, if they're staying in contact with their customers, obviously their customers are going to be concerned about the same things as what we're experiencing.
Yeah, I know she's not, and I think it has something to do with their license or something, like they're not supposed to. I don't know, but I know she's not. Yeah.
But if she's even staying in contact with them, it's something that she could share or invite, you know, just that we have some free events, you know, designed to help people feel confident about their immune system, not just how to wash your hands and get rid of the germs, but how to help your body fight them off if you're exposed. So anyway, I think it's great to be thinking about all those people that are without work right now, as long as they don't have the mindset that everybody else doesn't have any income either. And some people, it's hard for them to think beyond that because of where they're at. But anyway, that's where, if we have some free events that people can tune into, I think we'll get good attendance, because people are bored and would like an adult conversation. And they're also concerned about this right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Barbara, were you going to share something?
Yeah, I had an opportunity with Zoom with some of the people that I work with, because our whole school, had to get online within a matter of 10 days. And so some people were like, oh, we've heard about Zoom. What's Zoom? And so I kind of had an opportunity to share, oh, I've been using this with my team for a long time, so let me help you. So I was able to help some families get logged on, create their accounts, kind of troubleshoot with them. And so, we didn't necessarily end up like with an order or anything like that, but it planted a seed of, I've been able to use this with my business. Well, what's your business that you're using it with? Well, Juice Plus. And so I kind of shared a little bit about that. So just kind of planting seeds. So adding that value to people, I think. So if people are hopping on these social media, these platforms that we have been accustomed to, even Voxer, I know a lot of people are using the Marco Polo right now, which is great because you can see yourself. But even with the Voxer, just being able to tell people, that's just an extra way to hear somebody's voice. So that's one thing that I've been trying to utilize, I guess.
Yeah.
Something else, I did have a couple of customers that they ordered out of fear that the company was going to be shut down. So I did get a few orders because they were afraid that they weren't going to be able, that they were going to run out.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So, so that was kind of a nice thing. But then it did prompt me to follow up with a few other people and ask, how's your supply? How's it going? Are you taking it every day? You're keeping up on this. And so I think people obviously are looking more into their health. And like you said earlier, the tower gardens. So it prompted me to get my tower garden up and running. So we have seeds that are on their way. And so my goal in the next week is to, highlight the tower garden. But just doing that customer care. And for me personally, I have more time now, thankfully, to sink back into this. So I'm excited and it makes me happy, it makes my heart happy. I'm, really am looking at this. I know it's a bummer for the world and for everything that's going on, but I keep thinking, gosh, Jesus, thank you for this time that I get to be home with my kids and this extra time. Just really trying to look at the positives and the silver lining in it, because I think there's a lot to be said for that. So trying to look at the positives.
That's great. Anybody else want to share what you're doing these days? Okay, well, if you think of something, just holler, do your hand up. So one of the posts that I thought that if we wanted to have a tower garden event, we could definitely do that. And I think that might create some interest from people about growing. I've had people reach out to me, out of nowhere, saying, didn't you grow vegetables at home, like inside or outside? And could you send me some information on that? So, people are really thinking about this stuff. So I figure if you post a picture, not right now of your tower, Barbara, but maybe when it was in full bloom before, and then that you planted your new seeds now, and then just engage with people about it. Like if they like it, just sending them a private message and say, oh, thanks for liking my post. How are you guys doing? Just start chatting it up, and just start with conversations, okay, with everybody that comments. Because if we're gonna do a contest where if you have 5 people that you've talked to in a week, your name will be in the hat. Just one person that you reach out to that from a post like that you invite to an event and say, hey, I don't know what all you're doing to stay well during this time, but we're trying to be creative in my business, and we're hosting some events to help families have more ideas, more tools to stay well. So whatever you say, right? I think if you post a picture of a healthy meal that you've made and saying, keeping our immune system strong, trying to get our sleep and everything like that, and then ask the questions, what are you guys doing to stay well at this time? Pull people in by asking questions instead of just making a post. And that doesn't always mean that they're going to answer, but if they like Just look and see who it is that liked. And if they're not a customer or not anybody that you've talked to about Juice Plus, or there are somebody that you've talked to about Juice Plus in the past, might be a time to revisit with them. And you don't have to lead with Juice Plus. Just, you know, would you be interested in an event that we're doing to help people have more tools at this time, you know? Okay, so those make sense. Just what am I doing right now to stay well? And okay, because your only goal is to start a conversation so you can invite them to an event, whether it's the Tower Garden event or a keeping your immune system strong type event. We didn't really get any further in that. Have you guys thought about any other type of events that you think, oh, I'll just tell you, her suggestion was people are cooking more than they ever have cooked in the past. So having a few people demo a really easy meal, a healthy and easy meal. What do you guys think about that?
I like that.
I love that idea.
Okay, so yeah, if all of us, if a few of us even had something that we could do.
Oh, well, I was trying to think of like the salad in a jar and that kind of stuff. You know, it's kind of hard to do when you're at home by yourself and you don't have everybody bringing in a thing. But with people buying bulk stuff, you know, are they stocked up on things maybe that they would like to meal plan? So can we do something in the regards of like meal planning, some freezer meals? You know, you've bought a whole bunch of meat on sale. So what can we do? Or, you know, a whole bunch of a big bag of spinach or, you know, different things like that. So
exactly. I was thinking somebody could do overnight oats. Somebody could do smoothies, and then we could show the doing the salads and it doesn't have to be traditional salad in a jar. I've gotten to the point where I do them all in quart-sized jars, except for the stuff that goes nasty fast. We can figure out what we want to. If you guys think it's a good idea to do food prep, I think we could demo it. You like that too, Lisa?
I just wanted to say one thing.
Okay.
Because I'm in the beauty industry and I have a lot of friends, they just started, all these makeup artists and my beauty friends, they just started this Sharing is Caring. It's a private group on Facebook, but it's called Sharing is Caring Recipes. And a lot of them have children. So they're sharing recipes with each other every night. And they're showing small demos on Facebook. So I've introduced Juice Plus to all of them, but I haven't gotten any bites yet. But the way that they're showing what they're doing is very helpful. And a lot of them are vegans. A lot of them eat plant-based.
Okay. So Lisa, that would be a group too. I very rarely put Juice Plus out there, you know, like name it before we get in the conversation about healthy habits. Because if we invite them to an event where we're doing something like that, say if, you know, I know you guys are all sharing recipes. If you want some health hacks from a bunch of people that I work with, meal prep ideas, and you can pitch in and share what you do too, join us, and you can invite them to an event. And then Juice Plus will be introduced as a tool at something like that, as opposed to the main focus, right?
Yeah.
Because,
okay.
Yeah.
another thought I just had is we could do something where, you know, budget friendly meals. Obviously people's finances are very tight. So, you know, 50 ways of using a sweet potato, or you know, I don't know, your canned beans that you bought or something. You know, I'm sure Lenora, you have like a million recipes out there for different things that you could share with the world, but like a budget friendly event. So you just bought 50 pounds of pinto beans. What do you do with them?
I know that they did, because I can't find any on the shelf. They are
find any beans. I know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the post of the Tower Garden, the post of what you and your family are doing. Another post I thought you could do is who else is working from home? Just ask, you know, who else is working from home? I'm so grateful that I've been able to do that. And and a little bit of your experience, whether it's a challenge or whatever. What are you doing? And just see who you can get to chime in on something like that. Yeah, what does that look like right now? What are the challenges you're finding? Just start a conversation about that. And then just a gratitude, I think a gratitude post about just like you were saying, Barbara, about there's the silver lining to all of this. What are the things that as you're going through this, you find that you're grateful for? And just to see who's staying positive, who you might want to go offline and start a conversation with, and that it might lead to a Juice Plus conversation, it might not. But who could you connect with that you maybe you've been thinking about that you haven't talked to for a while? Because again, when we're thinking about that dream team, the 1 to 3 people that we started out with, it's going to take some warming up to get to that real conversation. So those were the thoughts I had. Anybody else have any thought? Because I know on Juice Plus Insights on the social media section, there are a lot of great social media posts. Have you guys checked those out? Have you seen them?
No. Well, I've seen some of them, but my thoughts were, I mean, initially before this even got brought up, I was like, wow, what a great opportunity. Juice Plus has been doing this for a while. We should be like pros at this, right? All the social media parties and stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to pull that up while we're on here for just a second. Juice Plus Insights, I'll get to it and then just share my screen with you. Okay, so come back to you, to Zoom. Okay, so here I'm going to share this. And so at the website, Juice Plus Insights, under resources, let's see, digital resources is what it's called. And so they've got tons of posts on here. I use this one, proud to be in the business of good. Something like that you could use with your conversation. Who else is working from home right now? How's it going? And something that's working well. But these are all different things that you can use that you don't have to create the content yourself. I love this one with this pile. Getting more fruits and veggies doesn't have to be a handful. Okay. But whatever you're doing, make the conversation about staying well. And what are they doing? Try and start a conversation. I'm gonna stop the share there. But I'd also love to see anything you guys post. So if you post something that you get a lot of hits on, put it on either, I was trying to think, well, rather than tag us, share it to our Facebook page, the Team Rise Facebook page, or put it on our Voxer chat or wherever you want to let us know. Just share with us anything that you find works. And the one that I put on there about the business, 3 out of about 6 there are only 6 people that commented, but 3 of them are ones that I've wanted to talk to about the business that liked it. They didn't say a thing, but they liked it. So it gives me an opportunity to at least knock on the door, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, okay. So the events, can you guys tell me if there are days of the week, times of day that we should be trying to do this? Should we do something during the day and should we do something in the evening? Does it make any difference? What time?
No.
I think it's hit or miss. I mean, I know a lot of people that are trying to homeschool their kids during the day and still work. I mean, I think it's going to be the same as before. It's not going to be a perfect time for everybody.
Okay.
I mean, obviously more people are home. But like for our family, we do school from 9 to about noon every day. Okay. So I don't know if a 2 o'clock in the afternoon would work or something evening when people are finally sitting down and relaxing.
What do you guys think? What does everybody else think is time? We can try a couple different times, but
yeah, maybe trying to.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Brindle.
I'd be interested to see what different times might work, because the 2 o'clock might work really well. But for those that are working from home now, evenings might be better, or even like a Saturday mid-morning. I don't know, but we could try a few and just see what seems to give the best attendance.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
speaking of Saturday morning, this is the week that Ashley and I are on the Leap of Faith call, the Take Healthy Back call, that is geared for people who are more ministry minded. Debbie Blair is a pastor's wife. Ashley, of course, is as well. And hey, I'm fairly active in that world as well.
Whether you want to be or not.
She,
Yeah.
Pastor Lenora.
Anyway, so Saturday morning at 9, we have that call. They are now 16 minutes tops. It's wonderful. It's a really good script. It's boom, 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 exciting. And if you guys haven't had anybody join you on there, it's a perfect call for them to learn about the product too. It's not just for the business. So don't worry that they're going to get turned off because we hammer too much. We tell them about the products, the company behind the product, and then how it's marketed, and then we give them all the options of how they could be involved, and that's all in about 15 minutes. So
Lenora, do you have like an image that you could put on the Team Rise Voxer that we could send to people for this Saturday?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I know you have in the past, but I don't think I have anymore.
Yeah, I'll put it on there. I tend not to post it until after the Tuesday Take Healthy Back call because I don't want to be competing with them. But I can definitely post it on our Voxer chat. And Lisa, have you? I probably haven't even talked to you about downloading Voxer, but what we're talking about, we have on Voxer. It's kind of like a group text, except it can be audio, like you can just use your voice, or you can type something out, you can share images, you can do all that, but it goes to a group. So everybody that's on this group is part of a Voxer chat called Team Rise. And so I can add you on there, but you'll have to download the app on your cell phone. And you can do it on your computer too, but it's called Voxer. And just use the free one. You don't need a paid version. Okay?
It's called, what is it called?
V like Victor, OXER. Like Boxer, except with a V.
Okay.
Okay. And okay. So does anybody have, like, how soon would we like to have our first event? This is really the last thing that we need to decide, because we want to have time to post some things and invite. So if we tried something next week, midweek, end of the week, what do you think? I think if we, go ahead. Somebody's going to say something.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just thinking if we did something like Thursday afternoon or Saturday morning, we gave them a choice. And would we do the same event or would we try 2 different events?
I think we could do 2 different events.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Any clever names you have for the Tower Garden one? I'd be excited to hear. My juices haven't got that one figured out. The other one on, and do we want to do the,
Is Charisse, I know she's not on the call, but she's like still posting a lot of stuff with the Tower Garden and whatnot. Maybe she might be a good resource too to chat with about ideas for names or something.
okay.
I know like farm to table is a popular saying, but like tower to table.
Yeah.
As a possibility.
Yeah, tower to table.
And I even saw, I don't know if a clever name off the top of my head, but people were even saying, no need to grocery shop. It's right on your back porch or something like that. Because I think a lot of people are trying to avoid stores right now. Or So yeah, tower to table.
Hasn't Alexis's team done some too, maybe?
I'll look those up, and I will take on making the flyers for those. And so I'm going to shoot for Thursday at 2. You think that's safe for people homeschooling? Brendel, are you done by 2?
Yes, I'm done by 2.
All right, and then the other one I was thinking of budget-friendly health hacks, or budget-friendly meal prep. I don't know what would be more.
Or staple, how to use, something like we can come up with something clever, but like how to use your staples or your pantry.
Mommy,
Yeah.
that equals
Along
8.
that lines.
That equals 8.
Yeah.
Could we offer the tower guard twice? One at 2, close. 1 at 2, and then 1 in the evening, because
Okay.
the
same
evening
day?
one will be easier for me.
Would it be the
'cause my-
same day?
Sure.
Or do you just
But
want to try for the evening?
Whatever works for.
Okay. And
What?
And pretty
That
much
actually might be cool, because if you invite someone to the 2 o'clock and they're like, oh man, I just can't. Okay, no worries. Tonight at 7 or whatever.
yeah.
We're doing the same presentation.
Is 7 a good time?
Mhm.
Okay.
Uh,
2
Sure.
and 7. And then Saturday morning, if we said 10 a.m.? Is that too late?
10 or
Too
11.
early?
Sounds good.
I think that's good.
Here's Cherise coming.
Yeah, she just said, are you guys still on?
Yeah, we're still on. So, hey,
Yay,
Cherise,
hi, Cherise.
your ears were probably burning because we were just talking about you.
That equals 12.
We were just trying to say we're going to have a next Thursday, a week from Thursday, we're going to have a some online tower event.
I'd rather you add it, buddy, than just
So
say it.
if you have ideas for
Yes,
clever
because you know
names
why?
for that,
Watch.
clever names for that, or because what I was thinking of is that those of us who have grown, like I'd love for somebody to share their experience with involving their children in growing. I'd love, Judi, you've had a huge crop at different times, and you know, to share what you did to keep it growing well outside. I don't have that good of luck outside, so I do it inside. But anybody that wanted to share their story, and then we could just show a video about it. And my garden is still going. It's getting thinner because I'm getting ready to replant, but I still have lots of kale. And if I combined them all in one tower, which is what I was gonna do, because I hate to just harvest them for the sake of harvesting them, because I can't eat that much kale and chard all at once. So if I put them all in one, mine would look really full. And yeah, I can get the other one started so they can see what the babies look like too. Anybody else growing one right now besides Barbara?
5 plus 3 equals 8.
I am a tower garden.
Yep.
I'm growing mine.
Oh, look.
That one.
Yeah, I
So
have it right here.
Kirsten, now I did see today, or it was on the NMD chat, or it was on an email or something, that they are on back order for the wheels and the lights because they had so many orders for tower gardens last month.
That is so
Good idea,
cool.
you guys. Yeah. So that's a little worrisome if we get a lot of interest in them, but it usually is a little bit of a process before somebody actually orders one too. So hopefully they'll have that figured out. Or they order the one like Kirsten has. That's got it all.
Lenora, really quick, was the events the 9th and the 11th, or the 16th and the 18th?
Okay. I got to get my calendar. It's not the day after tomorrow.
16th
Okay.
and 18th.
Yeah,
Okay.
the 16th and the 18th.
The 18th is my mom's birthday.
Yay!
Okay, and then the 11th this Saturday. So we have to do a virtual birthday party, Pammy.
Yeah.
the 11th, this Saturday is when Ashley, so you've got an event this Saturday, and we'll have, it sounds like three
Why
events
do you
next
write
week.
that?
Three events next week. So you guys, let's just try it out and try some of those posts, try and start some conversations with people and invite them to what we're doing. And, you know, just, they need some community right now, and we can offer that. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And once you hear the big announcement tomorrow afternoon, let me know if you're in and send me your 1 to 3 names of Dream Team people, and let's get a plan to talk to them and figure out what that's going to look like. Okay. Does everybody have Dream Team people? I still do. After all these years, I meet people and I go, she'd be really good, you know, but it's usually a process. I've said that about Lisa for a really long time because she's a beauty professional. She can sell like a wild woman. And so I've always thought, you know, if health was her thing, she would be a queen. And now she's gotten more interested in health. She's been eating plant-based and turning around some things in her health and Phil's health. And so it's fun to watch. You know, we do make an impact, you guys. We have an influence on people. We're not attached to what they do and they don't do. We just love on them, share the truth for the best we can, and yeah, God gives the increase. That's what I always think. So anything else for the good of the order? It's so wonderful to see your faces. I could stay on here for like 2 hours and just, how are your kids? Judi, you look fabulous, so I'm really glad you look like you're feeling well.
Thank you. Thank you. It's Juice Plus, I'm telling you. Those first few days after surgery, I pretty much lived on those shakes. Because it was soup and shakes.
Soup and shakes. Not a bad way to eat.
That's right. I still make your enchilada soup.
Oh, nice.
And I get requests for it too.
It makes so much, you know. You could share it with about 3 families.
I know, I do. Or freeze it.
Yeah.
And I do freeze in ball jars. I don't know if you guys do that, but I do. So everything just stacks in its ball jar.
So how full can you fill them?
So I learned that one day. Yeah, 3/4 of the way.
Okay.
And then you have enough room for it to.
And the glass doesn't break?
Nope. As long as I leave room at the top, and I make soups and all kinds of stuff. And
did any of you guys know that?
Say that again.
In the jars that we use for salad in the jars, she freezes soup.
I freeze my stock, chicken, like bone broth and all kinds of stuff, and soups, pasta stuff.
In those jars?
Well, it defrosts so well too because it's glass.
Yeah.
So it does defrost really quickly.
Well, and I gotta think the seal keeps it from getting so freezer burned.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's warm when I put it in there, and then when I close that, it seals it.
Good to know. I did not know you could do that. Who else can do that?
Well, good. I'm glad I could contribute.
I just had another. Can I just pop this in? I know it's kind of going back, but just as I was sitting here, I had another thought pop into my head. What if we just did a Zoom event just to share inspiring stories, allow people, maybe women, moms, just to be able to get online and connect with other moms? And so not necessarily a Juice Plus event, but just an opportunity to get on and talk about, you know, maybe each of us could talk about, you know, something that inspires us, a book that we were reading, a quote, a Bible verse. I mean, just maybe we could just have like a 30-minute time where people could log on to Zoom and just get message of hope. And then, I don't know, this might be a sort of planting a seed. I don't know, just an idea. And then people could, like, because you were just saying it's so good to see your faces, and there just might be a lot of moms out there that they don't want to see their kids' teachers anymore on Zoom. They just want to see some other adults or something. I don't know, just an idea.
It's funny.
Check on Netflix or check on PBS.
Pam, who
Watch
will
one,
come now
watch one.
using Zoom so we can actually see each other's face, or not Zoom, but FaceTime, so we can see each other's face, because, yeah, you get scared of not seeing anybody.
No.
Yeah.
I also think I would love to do a business event where maybe kind of a similar thing. Maybe we share the Joy Kelly video, and a few of us share our stories. If we're going to be talking about it, you know, especially with the big announcement, I think having something to invite to would be good.
Yeah, that video is excellent, and we had really good turnout. The one that we did with Debbie Walton, it was a long time. You know, I mean, that was that long of a video, and
Right.
it lasted 45 minutes. I'd be curious about what we would call that.
The one Barbara's talking about?
No, the one Barbara's talking about would be easy, and my question would be, do we want to do that?
We'll go to PBS, and it's
Do we want to do
there.
that before? I mean, like we've got 3 that we're talking about doing next week, and do we want to see how we do with those? And because I'd like to do something like that, I'd like for some of my friends to meet you guys, and you guys would probably like some of your friends to meet us, and it doesn't have to be business related. And so we could plan that. I think that's a really worthwhile event, just to have them meet us, and especially for the ones that you would like to, that are on your dream team list, or that you think you'd like to invite to watch some of our convention later this month, you know, just to start conversations with people. So I think
we could even call it like virtual block party.
I think be intentional about who you're inviting, because you could use Voxer, or you could use Zoom to do exactly what you're talking about. That's just your church group or whatever too. We're doing some of that as our church. But if you're intentional about who you just have that casual conversation with, it will make it easier for them to think about tuning into something else that involves all of us, or a 3-way call, or a video or something like that. It might be an icebreaker. So yeah. All right, you guys.
Just things to think about. We don't have to make a solid decision on it today. There's just lots of opportunity. So we can keep brainstorming.
Going forward, 1 to 3 names, think about that, and think about names for any of these events that we have. That's what I'm going to be working on, putting flyers together, and I'll post the thing for Saturday's event that you can already plug into. But if you have creative ideas about anything that we would put on the Tower Garden promo, or the budget-friendly recipes, healthy recipes, anything that you have in the way of creativity around those, send them to me, or post them on the Boxer chat. Okay.
Pictures.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you. Good to see
Love you.
everybody.
Good seeing all of you.
So good